Welcome back to WUB Network, America's sports leaders continuing coverage of the 2017 NBA playoffs. We are off to the second round now, and for the first time, as you can see, we are shifting gears to the Eastern Conference. As tonight in the Eastern Conference, it is the Chicago Bulls, the 6th seed, facing the 2-seeded Atlanta Hawks. Both of these teams got through their series in 5. The Hawks was pretty expected, as they got through the Wizards in 5 games. The Wizards won Game 3, but the Hawks were able to blow them away in the final 2. Dwight Howard was really the reason why, especially in Game 5, where he compiled 39 points and 13 rebounds on 16 of 21 shooting. Dwight Howard has really revamped his career in this season with Atlanta when he looked done in his time with the Lakers and the Rockets. It's really been a good turnaround season for Dwight Howard. Lakers, Houston, Utah, none of them were really that presentable of numbers, and now all of a sudden he is turning it back around. 3 straight double-doubles in that series as they got rid of the Washington Wizards in 5. That was expected. The Bulls, that was not nearly as expected, being that they were a 6th seed taking on the 3rd-seeded Hornets. But the Hornets just faced the Bulls at the wrong time. Although the Bulls have their own injury troubles, they have been injury-plagued and are playing without their starting backcourt, with both Dwayne Wade and Rajon Rondo on the sidelines. The Hornets are without one of their big players as well, and that was Kemba Walker. And the 3 seed they fell apart at the end, and they could not hang on. The Bulls, though, it's been tough dealing with all these injuries that have hit them. Dwayne Wade is out at least for the next few games, and Rajon Rondo is pretty much out for the season with a torn meniscus, which really lessens the depth of this team and shifts Mike Dunleavy into the starting lineup. Dunleavy, a player who was on the practice squad and in the D-League for part of the season, was waived, came back, just didn't have a role on this team. Now he does, and now he's been pushed into the starter's role. But it'll be very interesting how the Bulls adjust and if they continue their success here in Atlanta. There's already been a Game 1 in the second round. It was the Clippers and the Rockets. It was a tight one from the Staples Center. Clippers got through and they prevailed. Although James Harden had 20 points, 2 boards, 6 assists, a good game. Kyle Wiltshire had 14, Eric Gordon with 15. The Rockets just weren't strong enough. Even Pau Gasol had 6 points, 13 boards, 6 assists. They just couldn't slow down Chris Paul, who was on a rampage with 22 points and 13 assists as the Clippers took Game 1 there. Of course, the other series that start tomorrow, Warriors at home against the Jazz, the Cavs at home against the Heat. We don't really know what's going to be next. We know definitely our next presentation will be an MLB game. Not sure which yet. We'll get you an update, and that should be out in the next couple days. But anyway, now it is time for the Chicago Bulls and the Atlanta Hawks from Phillips Arena. Enough talking. Let's just get some gameplay here and start the second round off right. Dwight Howard versus Jimmy Butler, the 2 guys who carry their respective teams in their series. What will happen in this big one between the Bulls and the Hawks, the start of the second round, as the path to try to knock out the Cleveland Cavaliers is on the way for both these teams? Who's going to make it through the series? We'll be back on WUB Network.
Intensifies. 8 teams eliminated, and now the true contenders begin to emerge. Nothing can be taken for granted, and those not ready for the next level will be the next to go. This is round 2 of the NBA playoffs.
Well, a If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. Maybe the roar of the crowd here in Phillips Arena will, as the Hawks are ready to get on the court and battle the Chicago Bulls in Game 1 of Round 2. The home crowd hoping to see the Hawks get to the conference finals, but they've got to get through the Chicago Bulls, who looked really strong, even shorthanded in that last series. Starting lineups, the Bulls have Michael Carter-Williams and Jimmy Butler in the backcourt. Not what they'd want, but both of them have looked really on their game so far this postseason. Then at the big man, it's Robin Lopez. Really good season here in Chicago, his first year with the team after spending time with the Knicks last year. Then at the 3 and the 4, it's Mike Dunleavy and Nikola Mirotic, who has dealt with his share of injuries as well, but also helped to carry his squad in the first round. Dennis Schroeder and Kent Bazemore in the backcourt for the Hawks. Then there he is at the 5, the big man, Superman, Dwight Howard, averaging 26 points per game in the playoffs. Then it's Iman Shumpert, who was acquired for Kyle Korver, and Tiago Splitter at the 4 for the Atlanta Hawks as they get ready to get started right here. As the crews go out, Fred Hoiberg sends out his troops. Mike Budenholzer sends out his troops. Two of the less experienced coaches in the NBA dueling in this playoff series. The winner of this series plays the winner of Cavs Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. Who's going to get through? Friendly greetings now. It will not be friendly later in this one. The roar of the crowd is it all. Lopez versus Howard. The tip goes to the Hawks, and we're underway. Dennis Schroeder with the ball at the top of the key. He's guarded by Michael Carter-Williams. Carter-Williams falls down, and Schroeder blows by him. Schroeder with a nice move on the first play of the game. Just a couple seconds in, Carter-Williams is on the floor, as he got his ankles completely broken by Schroeder, and Schroeder was able to power through. That awakens the Hawk fans. That's a good way to start this series. Although Schroeder's scoring has been down in the playoffs compared to the regular season, his assists have been up, going up to 9 assists a game, as Michael Carter-Williams has the ball on the left side, trying to make a move on Schroeder, puts up the floater, does not go. Splitter the rebound off the back iron. Here comes Iman Shumpert, the newest addition to the Atlanta Hawks. Shumpert with the ball, guarded by Dunleavy. Iman Shumpert makes a nice post move. Inside it's Splitter. Splitter hits one off the high glass. Hawks up 4, just 44 seconds into the game. Bulls looking to get back on control, and Michael Carter-Williams bringing the ball up the court. Traded early in the season here for Tony Snell right before the regular season got underway. Here's Jimmy Butler. Butler inside, and Robin Lopez throws it down with the left-handed jam on Tiago Splitter. Bulls on the board. It's 4-2. That was a nice play as Lopez came along the baseline and got in there. Lopez looking good. Here's Tiago Splitter, guarded by Mirotic, out to Dennis Schroeder on the right side. Schroeder makes a nice pump fake move inside Dwight Howard. Howard backing in on Lopez. Howard spinner from the right side from about 16. No, ball tipped in the air. Shumpert comes out of there with the offensive rebound. Throws to Howard, dunking the foul. Mike Dunleavy guilty. That one tipped in the air. Shumpert comes up with the rebound, finds Howard, who throws it down and gets the foul drawn on Mike Dunleavy. Superman's pumped, and he'll try to get the three-point play. Superman, you can tell he's so happy here playing first in his home city of Atlanta. Looking as good as he did back in his days with the Magic. I think that's a good argument. Can't hit that free throw, though. The Hawks are up 4, minute and a half in. Bulls in red, Hawks in white. Jimmy Butler dribbling on the left side. He fires to Robin Lopez, who throws it down with the left hand. Butler with a nice pass in the second slam of the game from Robin Lopez, 2-point game. Jimmy Butler had 41 in Game 3 of the first-round series against the Hornets. Now here's Iman Shumpert, guarded by Mike Dunleavy. Shumpert trying to make a move. He finds around the horn, it's Bazemore, shot blocked by Jimmy Butler. He tried a 3. Here comes Michael Carter-Williams to Butler on the left side. Jimmy Butler crosses up. Another nice post move. Butler dribbles out to the three-point line. He's straight out on the basket, guarded by Bazemore. Butler dribbles a little right, 10 to shoot inside Mirotic. Mirotic into the paint, and he'll lay it in. Off the back iron, rolls around and goes in for the third-year man, and we're tied at 6. Here comes Dennis Schroeder back the other way. Howard sets a screen on Carter Williams. Carter Williams not looking too good defensively. Now he gets back on Schroeder. Now it's Shumpert on the right side behind the three-point line, guarded by Mike Dunleavy. Flips it inside. That's Tiago Splitter. Backs in, back out Schroeder, 5 to shoot. Schroeder thinks about a three. Carter Williams in his face to Splitter. Splitter, layup as the shot clock expires is good. Hawks lead by 2. You can hear the crowd roar. Jimmy Butler out to Nikola Mirotic on the right side. Mirotic inside Carter Williams. Carter Williams' shot up is good, and we're tied at 8. You can just hear how fired up these fans are in Atlanta. This team is not the same. Both Jeff Teague and Al Hortford left in the offseason, and this team does not look phased at all. Tied at 8. Now out to Iman Shumpert on the right side. Shumpert to Schroeder. Schroeder drives in to Splitter out to Shumpert on the right side. Shumpert in the corner, steps into a jumper from 16, rolls around no good. Splitter the offensive board, second chance opportunity, can't convert it. Mirotic the defensive effort, and he corrals the miss. Now here comes Michael Carter Williams. Tipped by Howard, out of bounds, last touch by Dwight, and the Bulls will retain possession with 8:17 left in the first quarter. As we look at who has led the league in rebounds per game this postseason, DeAndre Jordan on top, but Dwight Howard is second at exactly 10 per game, tied with Carmelo Anthony, who's out of the postseason. Now here's Michael Carter Williams on the left side, guarded by Dennis Schroeder. Carter Williams out to Mike Dunleavy. Dunleavy trying to get in. He's guarded by Iman Shumpert. Dunleavy out to Robin Lopez on the left side. He's double-teamed. Schroeder Howard has to put something up as the shot clock expires. No cigar on the mid-range jumper. Rebound Tiago Splitter. Here comes Kent Bazemore. Bazemore into the corner. Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder trying to dribble on the baseline. No chance out to Bazemore. Open three. No. Dwight Howard, the offensive rebound. Draws another foul and throws it down again. And he'll have a chance for three again as Mirotic the guilty party this time. Dwight Howard is becoming the star of the Atlanta Hawks. And Howard will go to the free throw line looking to give the Hawks a 3-point lead. Hawks so far, all 10 of their points have come from inside the painted zone. 6 of them have come off assists as we look at our track phone scoring breakdown. As Howard puts up the free throw this time, he gets it in. 3-point play. Hawks up by 3. And now the fans are fired up once again. Jimmy Butler to Mirotic. Now on the left side, Mike Dunleavy. Dunleavy to Carter Williams. Carter Williams drives in, blocked by Splitter. Here comes Kent Bazemore the other way. 3-on-2 break. Bazemore dribbles on the left side. Ball tipped, Bazemore gets it back. Schroeder open, dribbles back to the three-point line inside Dwight Howard. Howard backs in. Nice move in there, and he lays it up and in over Mike Dunleavy. On the hook. You can hear how fired up those fans are. You know, it's so hard to hear, and you could even hear the TNT broadcast coming through with Kevin Harlan. So it's a little easier when we just take out the crowd acoustics. Just wanted to give you a feel for this atmosphere. Dwight Howard hits another one. He's got 7 already. We're not even 5 minutes into this basketball game. Carter Williams to Jimmy Butler. Butler to Carter Williams on the top of the key. Guarded by Schroeder and Bazemore. It's a double team on Michael Carter Williams. Carter Williams out to Mirotic. 3-pointer, sinks it. That'll shut up the crowd. Nikola Mirotic from the right side for the long bomb for Nikola. He's got 5. Bulls cut it to 2 with 6:48 left in the first. Here's Kent Bazemore, guarded by Jimmy Butler. Howard attempts to set a screen, unsuccessful. Now Howard sends it out to Schroeder. Schroeder behind the 3-point line, out to Bazemore, who's also back there, and Bazemore hits a 3. And the Hawks are up by 5. Kent Bazemore. You can hear the crowd. Here we go again. Michael Carter Williams, top of the key. Carter Williams dribbles on the right side. Michael Carter Williams now out to Nikola Mirotic. Mirotic fakes a jumper. Carter Williams right side. Out to Jimmy Butler in the corner. Butler tries to dribble on the baseline. In his face is Bazemore. Mirotic has to put one up as the shot clock expires. No, out of bounds. Hawks take over. Mirotic forced to throw that one up. Bulls had nothing going on that possession. As Shumpert gives it to Dennis Schroeder, who takes it up across the timeline. 6:01 to go in the first. We're halfway through in the first quarter from the Phillips Arena. Schroeder draws a foul, going to the basket and 1. third and one opportunity for the Hawks, and they've drawn fouls on 3 different players. Now Robin Lopez is the guilty man, as Schroeder will head to the line for the 3-point play, trying to get up to 5 points on the board for Dennis. He's also got a rebound and a pair of assists. Schroeder sinks the free throw, and now wanting to talk it over is Fred Hoiberg, not happy with his team. So we're going to take a break. The Hawks jumping out in front early here in Game 1 of the second round. The Bulls trailing the Hawks 19-11. We'll be back. Remember, next weekend you can catch the 8th race in the NASCAR Progressive Cup Series. It is live from the newest track on the circuit, an IndyCar racing track, the Los Angeles Motor Racing Course, or as some call the Bakersfield Boot. The 6-turn boot-shaped track will provide a tough test for these drivers, but it'll be interesting to see if road course ringers like A.J. Allmendinger, Kyle Busch, or Joey Logano can come through against some of the stars of the sport like Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, or last week's winner Kyle Larson. Boris Said is also supposed to be in the race. Alain Day will become the first Israeli driver to start in a NASCAR race. So it should be a very exciting one. Next week, the 8th race of the season, the Cars 3 400 with Owen Wilson delivering the command. Hope you check it out. So we're going to be back here with 5:59 to go. Hawks up 19-11. After Fred Hoiberg wished to talk it over with his crew, not happy with his team at all, as defensively this team has just been terrible. Ever since from the first possession of the game when Michael Carter-Williams got crossed up by Dennis Schroeder, it's just been absolute terror for this defense. Neither team makes any switches, so we're through the first half of the first quarter without any substitutions. Mirotic throws it into Carter-Williams, and he'll take it up. Carter-Williams to the left side is Nikola Mirotic. Mirotic guarded tightly. That splitter in his face. Now Jimmy Butler left corner. Back Mirotic. He gets an opening and puts one up from 3, and he'll sink it. Mirotic strokes his second. He's got 8 overall on 3 of 4 shooting. He had to carry the Bulls to a victory back in Game 4. He might have the similar job right here. 5-point game, 5.5 to go. Schroeder to Bazemore. Bazemore to the basket, falling down, and he hits the layup anyway. No contact. He was just off balance there. Both teams shooting extraordinarily from the field. Bulls 60%, Hawks 64%. Here's Carter-Williams with the ball. 7-point game. Carter-Williams out to Jimmy Butler, top of the key. Butler bounce pass. Lopez puts up the underhanded hook shot. It is good. Looked like a hook. He then flicked the hand underhanded and got the ball into the basket. Really threw off the defender, Dwight Howard. 5-point game, under 5 to go in the first. Here's Kent Bazemore. He finds Schroeder on the right side. Schroeder pivots, now out Bazemore, top of the key. Between the circles, out to Iman Shumpert, back Bazemore. Bazemore draws an opening. 3-pointer, no good. Mirotic the rebound. Now here comes Mike Dunleavy coming back up the other way. The veteran with the ball on the right side. Now in the starting lineup with the absences of Wade and Rondo. Butler to the basket, takes a tumble, draws the foul along the way on Kent Bazemore. And Jimmy Butler will get to shoot a pair from the charity stripe and try to get it to just a one-possession game. Butler's first free throw, sinks it, and a bunch of changes coming here for both teams. So let's start with the easier one. The Hawks will keep their 1, 2, and 3 of Schroeder, Bazemore, and Shumpert in the game. Schroeder and Bazemore with 5 apiece. Shumpert still looking to get on the scoreboard. Al-Farouq Aminu will come in at the 4 to replace Tiago Splitter. Superman gets a breather. Cole Aldridge comes in to play the 5 and man the paint. The Bulls, other than Jimmy Butler, will go with a new group with Bryce Cotton at point guard. Usually one of the last guys off the bench, but with Rondo and Wade both out at the guard position, Carter-Williams getting pushed up to the starting lineup along with Mike Dunleavy. He's got a big role. Everybody's role increases. Aaron Aflalo is at the shooting guard. Butler remains then at the 3. Then Denzel Valentine, the rookie out of Michigan State. High hopes for him. Not as great as everyone had thought he would be. We'll talk about that later in the game. But he's still produced for this team. Spencer Hawes at the 5 as Jimmy Butler tries his second. He sinks it. Jimmy Butler perfect from the line. 3-point game. Hawks up 21-18. Exactly 4.5 to go in the first. Here comes Dennis Schroeder up the court. Schroeder guarded by Bryce Cotton. Cotton not a great shooter, but he is a very stellar defensive player. Aldridge out to Bazemore on the left side. He's taken quite a few from the great beyond. Schroeder back there. Now to Aminu, back Schroeder. Schroeder out to Shumpert on the left side. Shumpert tries to dribble on the left side towards the paint. Puts up a shot from 16 off balance. He was fading left. Denzel Valentine corrals the miss. Here comes Bryce Cotton manning the point guard duties. Cotton out to Aflalo, open in the corner. That's in front of the three-point line, and that one is good. And the Bulls have cut the Hawk lead to just a single point. How about the Bulls getting back into this one? 3:50 to go here in the first quarter. 21-20, the Hawks lead. Here's Dennis Schroeder. He finds Bazemore, who gets open from 3, but Aflalo comes to catch him. Now just 10 to shoot. Bazemore not dribbling. He's got to pass it. He finds Schroeder on the left side. Schroeder dribbles left, trying to get to the baseline. He's on the left side. Got to put one up. Shot clock expiring. Puts one up in the paint. No. Aldridge the rebound. He's rejected by Spencer Hawes. Now here comes Aflalo. Back to Denzel Valentine, top of the key. Aaron Aflalo right side. It's Aflalo and Valentine playing catch. Back to Aflalo. Now coming around Jimmy Butler. Now he'll dribble on the right side up near the baseline. Spencer Hawes in the paint. Puts one up from the right block, and that one is good. An 11-2 run nailed off by the Bulls ever since they called that timeout. And just like that, the Hawks trail by 1 with 3 minutes to go in the first. Dennis Schroeder's got to get his Hawks squad back under control. Mike Budenholzer doesn't look all that pleased in the sidelines. As Bazemore gets open, he puts up a 3, and that's good, and the Hawks have the lead. Wow, Kent Bazemore. You can hear the chant of the announcer, the signature announcer here in the Hawks that does that loud 3-point call. As here's Bryce Cotton with the ball on the right side. Hawks fans fired up again, 2.5 to go. Valentine open on the side. No, Cole Aldridge the rebound. Cole Aldridge finds Dennis Schroeder. Here comes Dennis Schroeder up the court. Now out to Bazemore on the right side. Bazemore gets open. He dribbles back between the circles, top of the key, 3-point line, straight on. Bazemore out to Schroeder on the left side. Schroeder steps into one. In front of the 3-point line, that's good. Hawks back up by 4 with 2:02 to go. Hawks still shooting over 50%, as are the Bulls. And the Bulls want to talk over. So we'll take a break. We'll be back. 1:59 to go in the first quarter. Bulls trailing by 4. Welcome back. Both teams with some changes. Let's quickly go through them. Just one for the Bulls, as now it's their entire bench in. As Jimmy Butler goes to the bench, Bobby Portis, the second-year man out of Arkansas, comes in to play the power forward position. Denzel Valentine shifts from the 4 to the 3 to fill Jimmy Butler's spot. The Hawks now, joining Aminu and Aldridge out there, are the rest of their signature bench players, Ernie Lackland, Dabo Cephalosha, and Devin Harris. A lot of veterans in that mixture, as all 5 of those players are at least 27 years of age. Ernie Lackland, the youngest, at 27. You got Harris, 34, Cephalosha, 32, Aminu, 27, Cole Aldridge, 28. As the Bulls will throw it down from the inbounds on the left side, 1:59 to go. Valentine throws it in to the corner, and Cotton's going to try to dribble it back towards the paint. 15 to shoot. Cotton straight on top of the key. Finds Bobby Portis on the left side. Portis double-teamed. Now he makes a nice move on Aminu. Gets into the paint. Finds Valentine in an opening in the corner, and Valentine sinks it from just in front of the 3-point line. Denzel's on the board. 2-point game. Now here comes Devin Harris. Harris guarded tightly by Cotton. Aldridge around to Ernie Lackland. Lackland finds Aminu, who gets open from the screen. Back it's Lackland. Lackland left wing 3. No, the former Spur and Heat player could not convert. Here comes Cotton the other way. 1:16 to go here in the first. Back to Aaron Aflalo. who dribbles around. He's a good three-point shooter, but he's double-teamed, and he loses the ball. Bryce Cotton saves him. Now Cotton's stripped of the ball. He gets it back, and he gets to the basket, but can't convert the lay-in. Under a minute to go. Aldridge the rebound. Here comes Ernie Lackland. 3-on-2 break. Aminu inside. Cephalosha lays it in. Hawks back up forwards, 28-24 with 54 seconds on the clock. Budenholzer pleased with that play. You can hear the chants of the crowd. Here's Aaron Aflalo with the ball. Now Bryce Cotton. Cotton finds Bobby Portis on the left side. 6 to shoot. Portis backs up near the three-point line. That's not his position. Cotton's got the ball. He's got to put something up over Ernie Lackland. Off-balance shot as the shot clock expires is good from Bryce Cotton. 2-point game. Wow, Bryce Cotton making a big contribution there. Now here comes Devin Harris. Now Ernie Lackland gets the pass on the top of the key. Lackland finds Harris on the left side. Harris puts up the mid-range J. No. Spencer Hawes the rebound. Here comes Cotton. 12 seconds. Now Bobby Portis on the left side. Portis trying to get open. Just 6 to shoot. Portis back Cotton. Can Cotton make another big play? 3 seconds. Cotton in the paint. Step back J. No good. And that will end the first quarter. Very exciting first quarter to start the second round of the playoffs here from Phillips Arena as 28-26, Hawks lead by 2 in Game 1. We'll be back. Welcome back to Atlanta, a spring evening here from Atlanta as the Hawks getting set for battle here in the second quarter, already up 2 here on the Bulls. As we'll just go through the groups out there, the Bulls will start with the ball. Hawks now have Devin Harris, Ernie Lackland, Thabo Cephalosha, Al-Farouq Aminu, and Walter Tavares in at the 5. Bulls going with Aflalo, Stuckey, Doug McDermott, Denzel Valentine, and Bobby Portis. So the only guys who have not yet appeared in this game, the only one, in fact, is Jerian Grant of the Hawks. As Bobby Portis passes it into Rodney Stuckey and we get back going in the second quarter, Stuckey crosses the timeline with the ball intact. Stuckey guarded by Ernie Lackland. He's got the ball on the left of the basket. Finds Aflalo in the circle. Aflalo steps into a jumper from 14. No success there. Cephalosha gets the rebound, stripped by McDermott. He gets it back. Finds Devin Harris. Will they get it across before the 8-second violation? They just do. Big pass to Tavares, who finds Harris again, and they'll reset. Harris on the right side, just 10 to shoot. Walter Tavares finds Ernie Lackland to sound nice screen. Harris gets open on the left side. Can't convert. Denzel Valentine the rebound. Now here comes Denzel Valentine. Rodney Stuckey finds him on the right side. Doug McDermott trying to make a move. Now Valentine pivots, finds McDermott. Aflalo top of the key. Left side is Rodney Stuckey. Stuckey backs in, back out Aflalo. Aflalo pump fakes, now finds Valentine. Valentine a better three-point opportunity, but sends it flying off the back iron. Devin Harris the rebound. No scoring yet in the first minute of the second quarter. Still a 2-point Hawk lead. Here's Ernie Lackland with the ball. Guarded by Stuckey. Stuckey giving him room. Ernie Lackland doesn't take it. Finds Aminu on the left side. 5 to shoot. Now Lackland takes the room, and he'll drop the bomb from long range. Ernie Lackland hits it. And that's the first basket of the second quarter, and the Hawks are back up 5. And that awakens the defense chance as Stuckey puts up the leaner and hits from the left side. Rodney Stuckey with a nice shot, the former Pacer and Piston, converting there for the Chicago Bulls. Stuckey on the board, and the game's back to a 3-point game with 10:21 left before the break. Tavares finds Ernie Lackland on the right side. Now it's Lackland and Devin Harris in the right corner. Harris guarded by Stuckey. Now a nice overhead pass to Lackland, who gets open in the corner and splashes another. Ernie Lackland hits another long shot, a 3-pointer, and now a long 2 from the right corner, and it's a 5-point game. McDermott with the ball. 10 minutes left in the second quarter, so 2 minutes elapsed here. Denzel Valentine guarded tightly. They'll give him some room now, and he finds Stuckey on the pass. Stuckey drives to the paint, puts one up over his head. That would have been an incredible shot if he made it. He couldn't, but a foul is called on Devin Harris anyway, and Stuckey will shoot a couple from the line as players from both teams find their way to the scorer's table. As we look at the leaders in three-point field goal percentage in the playoffs so far, and at the top of the list is Ernie Lackland at 71%. Nikola Mirotic, also in this game, is just behind him at 67%. Followed closely in the top 5 by Matt Bonner, Donatas Motiejunas, and Steph Curry and Kevin Love are currently tied at 60% from the great beyond. A lot of incredible three-point shooting we've seen early in this postseason. I mean, the players in this playoffs that are still around, you've got Curry, Durant, Thompson, who can all hit from the long range. And then you've got, of course, Harden and Wiltshire out in Houston. Love, Irving in Cleveland. Miami's got Shabazz Napier. Here you've got Ernie Lackland, who can hit them. Iman Shumpert. The Bulls have Rodney Stuckey and Mirotic. We already addressed the Clippers having Matt Bonner. J.J. Redick can hit them. So there are still a lot of big three-point slingers that are in this postseason, even with half the teams gone. Stuckey puts up the first free throw. The crowd trying to phase him. He won't take any of it as he hits the first. Changes for both teams. Hawks. Let's first go with the Hawks. Jerry and Grant comes in. So it's Grant, Devin Harris, Stavo Cephalosha, Dwight Howard, and Walter Tavares, the 5. So Howard back in. He had 7 points in just 6 minutes early in the game. The Bulls going with Carter Williams, Stuckey, McDermott, Mirotic, and Lopez. So a good part of that starting lineup back in. Jimmy Butler and Mike Dunleavy still resting on the bench. Stuckey, a really good free throw shooter, 92% one year, isn't fazed by the loud crowd noise that he sinks both three-point game. Here's Devin Harris, top of the key. Harris bounce pass to Howard, out Jerry and Grant on the right side. Grant, the second-year man, finds Harris. Harris tries his luck from long range, and he sinks it. Hawks back up 6. Here comes Stuckey. Do you hear the chants? Here's Rodney Stuckey with the ball. Top of the key. Finds McDermott right of the circle. Now out to Mirotic in the corner. Corner double-teamed. Mirotic can't hit the 3. Walter Tavares the rebound. Here comes Devin Harris. 3-on-3 even break. He'll slow it down. Now inside, Harris faked them out, and he gets to the basket, and the Hawks lead by 8 with 9 minutes exactly left in the second quarter. Devin Harris has scored 5 in a row for the Hawks. Before that, it was 5 in a row from Ernie Lackland. Hawks trying to get it on a run and run away with it. Stuckey finds Mirotic in the corner. Mirotic the 3 from the right side. He hits it. Mirotic has hit 3 from the long range. He's got 11 overall. Hawks up by 5. Here comes Devin Harris. Devin Harris bringing the ball up the court, and a screen set by Walter Tavares. Harris gets room to find Darian Grant on the right side, who tries to push it up the baseline. Carter Williams in his way as Harris puts another shot up. That's another 3. How about that? Devin Harris has 8 now in a row for the Hawks. And the veteran, the former net, has given the Hawks an 8-point lead. Now let's see. Stuckey guarded by Devin Harris. Stuckey calling for the ball. Now he finds McDermott. McDermott in the corner, no. Lopez the offensive rebound. Put back is good. Hit the back iron and found its way in. Robin Lopez with 6 now. No, pardon me, 8 points for Robin. 6-point game. All 8 of Robin's points have come from inside the painted zone. Jerry and Grant near the Phillips Arena logo finds Devin Harris. Makes a nice move on Stuckey. Harris to the basket. Circus shot. Just can't get it to go. It's a little too tough. Second foul on Robin Lopez. And Devin Harris will go to the line for a pair. People coming to the scorer's table for both teams. Looks like we got some changes upcoming. First free throw was good for Harris. As one change for each team, Mike Dunleavy will come in for Doug McDermott for the Bulls. As for the Hawks, it'll be Tiago Splitter coming in to replace Walter Tavares. Harris hit the first free throw. Second one is money as well. He has scored the Hawks' last 10 in a span of just about a minute and a half. 43-35 Hawks lead with 7:37 left here before the break. Here's Carter Williams, guarded by Jerian Grant. Carter Williams out on the left side. It's Rodney Stuckey. Stuckey trying to back in on Harris. Making nice moves. Gets all the way to the paint. Shot up and good. Nice finger, soft touch from Rodney Stuckey. 6-point game. Rodney Stuckey looking good out there. He hit those free throws with the crowd deafening. And he makes that nice play on Devin Harris. Now here's Jerian Grant trying to get to the paint. You know who he's looking for. Harris is trapped in the right corner. Now he gets open as Grant gets the ball back, finds Harris. Harris passes up the shot. Cephalosha has a better one, but Cephalosha can hit. In my personal opinion, with Harris being on fire, he should have just taken that. I think that was a bad decision. As Cephalosha steals the ball. Here come the Hawks on a 3-on-1 break. Cephalosha puts up the runner, no. Splitter the offensive rebound and the putback. Hawks lead by 8. As Tiago Splitter gets on the board. He's got 6. 6:34 left here in the second. As we look at the points in the paint comparison, Hawks leading that category 22-18. Both teams really utilizing the painted zone for some easy buckets. Rodney Stuckey with the ball. It's loud. Rodney Stuckey getting to the paint. Blocked by Howard. Here comes Devin Harris back the other way. It's a 3-on-2 break. Harris inside Splitter. Splitter to the basket. Blocked. And Robin Lopez gets it back. One block on one end leads to another block on the other. Here comes Michael Carter-Williams. Now here's Carter-Williams. He's going to go to the paint. Howard in the way. Carter-Williams with the off-balance lane, and it goes in with 5:54 left in the second. Mike Budenholzer calls his first of 7 timeouts. So we'll take a break. 5:54 left in the second quarter of the second round. Game 1 in the Eastern Conference. Hawks and Bulls, 45-39. The Hawks lead. We'll be back. Getting to some Progressive Cup Series news, we want to thank everyone who voted for the All-Stars, all of the votes that were accounted for here on WUB Network. In fact, Kyle Larson led the All-Star voting with 17 votes. Very impressive. We want to thank everyone for participating and helping vote in drivers. I believe 18 made the race. That race is coming in a couple, as the upcoming schedule after the Los Angeles race. It'll be off to Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum for the Food City 500, followed by from the little track to the biggest track on the circuit, Talladega Super Speedway for the Aaron's 499, where dreams come true. And then following that is when the All-Star race will come up. The All-Star race, All-Star Friday night, we'll have live coverage of that. And we have also guaranteed that Dale Earnhardt Jr. will be in the booth with me and Trip McGinnis and Kirk Landry, who should be back then. It should be an exciting 4-man booth for All-Star Friday night. And then Dale Jr. heads back down to the track to race in the All-Star race before the Coca-Cola 600. So a lot of excitement coming soon in the NASCAR Progressive Cup Series. Remember to keep subscribing and checking it out. As now we shift gears back to the NBA. 6-point game, Hawks leading. Devin Harris is on an absolute tear. Has 10 points in the last few minutes, including a pair of long bombs for the veteran. But Devin Harris is going to the bench. They're going to give him a breather and bring Kent Bazemore back into the game. I don't really understand that. I know he's 34, but I would have left him in for at least another couple minutes. Anyway, Jerian Grant bringing up the ball. He's guarded by Carter Williams. Howard trying to set a screen. He ends up setting a screen on Lopez and Carter Williams. Now Grant to Bazemore right side. Bazemore a 3, no. Howard the rebound. Howard out to Kent Bazemore on the left side. Bazemore pivots. Jerian Grant top of the key. Tries to fake out Michael Carter Williams. It's Grant versus Carter Williams. Grant to the basket. Blows by him on the left side and lays it in. Jerian Grant now getting in the scoring column. Hawks back up by 8. 5:18 left here in the second. Stuckey on the outside part of the court. Now back on the dribbles from the left to the right. Finds Mike Dunleavy in the corner. Now it's Rodney Stuckey, top of the key. Jimmy Butler still on the bench. Bounce pass inside. Robin Lopez. Shot over Howard. No. Too strong. Howard the rebound. Here comes Jerry Grant running it up the left side. Now he dribbles towards the middle. Between the circles, Howard gets it right back to Jerry Grant. A give and go. Now Dwight Howard. Stranded behind the three-point line. Now he finds Bazemore. He'll move. He sets a screen. Gets Bazemore open from way downtown. Hawks get up to 50 as Kent Bazemore sinks another. Hawks have hit 6 from long range. Bulls have just hit a trifecta as a timeout is called by Fred Hoiberg with 4:37 to go. Kent Bazemore with 11. Hawks just piling it on. 50-39 with 4:37 left before the break. We'll be back. Welcome back, and oh my goodness, this has been an exciting one from Phillips Arena. Hawks looking stronger than the Bulls. Bulls hanging with them. A lot of good performances, though, from the Bulls, especially Rodney Stuckey with 6 off the bench, Nikola Mirotic with 11, Robin Lopez with 8. We'll see if now they bring in Jimmy Butler, who can provide them a spark, as he scored at least 40 twice in the first round. There were till in the first round of the NBA playoffs, there were a total of 3 times where players scored 40 plus. 4. And 2 of them were Jimmy Butler. The other ones were Klay Thompson, who had 41 in a game in Game 2 against the Spurs, and also Nick Young, who in game number 5, the clincher against the Phoenix Suns, he nailed for a playoff high 42 and hit 6 3-pointers. He had a big game there. LeBron James, Kevin Love, Dwight Howard have all hit the 39-point mark. So it's been very interesting to watch that and see if they bring in Jimmy Butler. The big 3 for the Bulls is just torn apart right now. Rajon Rondo, Game 1, tore his meniscus, surgery successful, but he won't be back in the playoffs unless they make it to at least deep into the conference finals, which would be very tough for a 6 seed, especially with the way they're performing in Game 1. And Dwayne Wade broke a finger in the last game of the regular season in the 4th quarter of that game, which once again goes to show why it's a good decision maybe to rest your starters in the last game of the season when you know the playoffs are coming, because they lost Dwayne Wade with a broken finger, and he will not be back for at least another couple games. They said the earliest he could be back is maybe Game 4 of this series in Chicago. As for the Hawks, they have no injuries to speak of. As the Bulls will have the ball on an inbound, 4:37 left before the break. Mike Dunleavy's job is to get this ball in cleanly, and he does successfully to Robin Lopez on the right side. Lopez out to Michael Carter-Williams. Carter-Williams finds Stuckey around the horn to Robin Lopez. Going back the other way, Rodney Stuckey back to Carter-Williams, top of the key. Carter-Williams fakes a pass, finds Mirotic instead on the right side, just 3 to shoot. Mismatch, splitter in his face. Mirotic makes a nice move, gets a little bit of room and puts it in from just in front of the three-point line. Long jumper from Mirotic, he's got 13. Bulls cut it to 9 with 4:07 to go. Jimmy Butler, by the way, is still on the bench. Here's Dennis Schroeder. As Howard sets a screen, now Howard gets the ball. It's his job here at the elbow. Howard guarded by Lopez, left elbow. Now he backs up, finds Bazemore. Bazemore trying to get to the paint, puts one up, shot clock expiring. He hits it anyway. Kent Bazemore with 13. He was looking good in the first with 8 points on 3 of 6 shooting. He is just continuing it right here in the second half. He is on an absolute tear. Now Rodney Stuckey finds Mike Dunleavy at the top of the key. Now to Rodney Stuckey on the left side. Stuckey makes a nice move on Bazemore, trying to back in. Stuckey with 3 to shoot. Fader, no. Lopez with the rebound. Nobody else went there, and he gets the easy putback. That was very lazy right there from the Atlanta Hawks. They just let Lopez step right in there. If they want to pull away and put game 1 in the bag early, they need to be grabbing those rebounds and can't allow the Bulls any second chance opportunities. Same for the Bulls. if they want to keep in competition with the Hawks, as Cephalosha throws up a three and is unsuccessful. And back the other way, into the paint, off balance from Stuckey, and he hits it, and it's a 7-point game. Bulls trying to get back further and further a dent into the Hawks' lead. 2:38 to go in the second. Jimmy Butler, for some reason, is still on the bench. We have no update of any sort of injury. He played the first 11 minutes of the game, came out with 59 seconds left in the first quarter, and has not been in the game since. 2 points, 6 assists, and a block in those 11 minutes for Jimmy, who so far in those 11 minutes has more than doubled his season average for assists, which is 2.8 assists, which is a career low. Now here's Kent Bazemore on the left side. Bazemore finds Dennis Schroeder. Correct me, actually it's his lowest since his rookie year. Now Schroeder passes it to Splitter in the corner, back Schroeder. Schroeder double-teamed. Schroeder puts up a shot. Step back Jay, does not go. Tipped in the air. Splitter the rebound. Dennis Schroeder with it, and they'll reset with 2:12 to go. Budenholzer calling signs and shots from the sidelines. Here's Kent Bazemore. 10 to shoot, bounce past Schroeder. Schroeder gets some room in the corner, tries to get on the baseline, gets into the paint, but he's going to get stopped by a couple big guys, but gets a foul called on Michael Carter-Williams, and I believe that will send Dennis Schroeder to the free throw line as players for both teams, including Jimmy Butler, head to the scorer's table, and they'll be coming in with 1:58 to go. First free throw for Schroeder is perfect. Changes for both teams. Stuckey and Robin Lopez to the bench for the Bulls. Jimmy Butler and Spencer Hawes in. As for the Hawks, Thabo Cephalosha is going to be replaced with the starting small forward Iman Shumpert, with Cole Aldridge replacing Dwight Howard, a Superman who was not nearly as effective in his second time in the game as his first stint, heads to the bench. Jimmy Butler back in. Got a long rest in the second quarter, so he'll just play a quick 2 minutes now, and he should have a lot of fuel still in the tank for that second half. Here comes Michael Carter-Williams up the floor as Mirotic sets a screen. Carter-Williams dribbles to the right side. He's calling for a pick. Let's see who's going to bring it to him. It doesn't look like anybody's coming. He doesn't look too happy. Throws one up to Jimmy Butler in the paint. Butler! Hook shot, no. Bazemore the rebound. Here comes Kent Bazemore. Fires it up to Schroeder. 3-on-1 break. Shumpert to the basket. Lays it in as he goes down hard. Shumpert getting up after the hard fall. And he looks to be all right. Hawks up double figures. It's an 11-point game with 1:21 to go in the first half. Here's Jimmy Butler on the right side. Butler inside. It's Spencer Hawes. Pump fakes twice, 3 times, and then gets the layup to go. Off the glass and in for Spencer Hawes, the former star with the Philadelphia 76ers. His NBA role is slowly decreased. Now as a role player off the bench, Hawes is really coming into himself here in Chicago. As Bazemore gets some room. 3-pointer, no. Under a minute to go now. Here comes Nikola Mirotic, who got that rebound. 13 and 4 so far in the stat column for Mirotic. Here's Carter-Williams. You can hear the chants, not as loud right now. Jimmy Butler outside. Michael Carter-Williams just 5 to shoot. Carter-Williams finds Mirotic. Mirotic makes a nice move, throws one up just in front of the three-point line. He hits it again. Straight on for Nikola Mirotic. He's got 15 in the first half, and it's 56-49. Under 30 seconds now in the second quarter. Here's Iman Shumpert. Now dribbles behind the back at to Bazemore in the corner. It's Kent Bazemore to Dennis Schroeder, top of the key. Dennis Schroeder to Splitter, just 5 to shoot. Passing it around to Shumpert. Shumpert steps into a shot over Dunleavy. Hand in his face. Shumpert hits anyway. Shumpert has hit his first 2 baskets of the game in the last few seconds. Final 10 seconds of the second quarter. Just 5 seconds left. Here comes Jimmy Butler. Butler to the paint. Spinning shot at the buzzer. No cigar for Jimmy Butler, and that will end the first half in the second round, game 1. The Hawks leading at home 58-49. Second-seeded Atlanta leads 6th-seeded Chicago. We will be back for the second half here on WUB Network. Let's send it to Matt Swayze for the Billy Goat Studios halftime report. Thanks, Eddie, and welcome to the halftime report. As you said, the Hawks up 58-49, and it's for 2 main reasons. One of them is because of Kent Bazemore being in the game as a starter. 13 points for Bazemore, 3 3-pointers in the books, 2 rebounds and an assist. As for Devin Harris, 10 points off the bench, all came in a span of about 3 minutes. Hit a pair of threes, also got an and one. He was looking really stellar out there. Dennis Schroeder's added 9, Dwight Howard with 7. A couple guys have been quiet. Shumpert has only got 4. Al-Farouq Aminu was in for quite a while and failed to score. The Bulls, on the other hand, they have been allowing a lot of second chances and have just not been guarding the three-point range. As right now, the Hawks have hit 6 of 14 from the great beyond. The Bulls have hit just 3 of 6. I mean, that is a better percentage, but the Hawks are clearly hitting more and attempting more is helping them. Hawks 55% from the field, Bulls 57%. Both teams shooting pretty well. The Bulls defense just has been non-existent, and their rebounding has not been great. The man who has kept them in this game is Nikola Mirotic, who has 15 points and 4 rebounds, along with an assist and a block on 6 of 8 shooting, 3 of 5 from long range. So we hope you enjoy this presentation of the Halftime Report right here on WUB Network. Let's send it back to Eddie Kalegi in the booth for the start of the second half. The second half now just about to get underway between the Bulls and the Hawks. Game 1 in the second round, Eastern Conference semifinals. The Hawks with the advantage at home. They're up 58-49 thanks to a big second quarter from Devin Harris off the bench. Kent Bazemore has added 13. Dwight Howard with 7 and quite a few boards. Dennis Schroeder also up there in the statistical column with 9 points and 5 assists. Bulls hanging with them, though. 15 points from Nikola Mirotic and 6 of 8 shooting is part of the reason why. Jimmy Butler has just 2 points, but he has dished out 7 assists and has a block. Each team with their starting lineups out there. Bulls with Carter Williams, Butler, Dunleavy, Mirotic, and Robin Lopez. The Hawks with Schroeder, Bazemore, Iman Shumpert, Tiago Splitter, and Dwight Howard. As the Bulls will start with the ball, here comes Michael Carter Williams, and we start the third quarter. Fans still pumped up here in Atlanta, looking to go up 1-0. Mike Dunleavy with the ball on the right side. He's calling for a pick as he's guarded tightly by Iman Shumpert at the three-point line, 10 to shoot. He dribbles left. Shumpert back in his face. Now he gets the double. Just 5 to shoot. Dunleavy's got to pass it or back up. He's trapped at the three-point line. He finds Jimmy Butler, who puts up a 3 as the shot clock expires. That won't go. Tiago Splitter the rebound. Lockdown defense right there from the Hawks right out of the gates here in the second half. Here's Iman Shumpert with the ball on the left side. Shumpert dribbles to the top of the key between the circles to Dennis Schroeder at the NBA playoffs logo on the court here at Phillips Arena. Schroeder to Iman Shumpert on the top of the key. Rims it around to Kent Bazemore in the corner. Bazemore back Shumpert. Shumpert way out there. And that's a shot clock violation. Shumpert was trapped way out behind the three-point line and had to force something up. And that shot was terrible. Didn't even reach the basket in time. So shot clock violation. Bulls ball. We'll see if they're the first to score here in the second half. Here comes Michael Carter Williams with the ball. He's guarded by Dennis Schroeder. 58-49, the Hawks still lead. Minute gone here in the third. Here's Nikola Mirotic, guarded by Splitter. Makes a nice one, and he gets to the basket on a soft feather touch to the basket as he goes down hard. Mirotic gets up just fine. 17 for Nikola. He carried the Bulls in a couple games in the first round series, and he's doing it yet again. Here's Tiago Splitter on the right side, trapped behind the three-point line. Pivots as he's guarded by Mirotic. Now out to Iman Shumpert on the opposite side, still behind the three-point stripe. Shumpert backs away, puts up a 3, and he sinks it. Got some room, and Iman puts one up from long range, and that makes it a double-digit game, 10-point game, 10:23 left in the third. Here's Michael Carter Williams with the ball. Carter Williams between the circles, guarded by Dennis Schroeder. Mirotic sets the pick. Carter Williams goes around it on the left side, drives the baseline, and gets it into the basket. Michael Carter Williams in with that one. That is his third bucket. He's got 6 points, 8-point game. In fact, all 6 of Carter Williams' points have come from inside the paint in this game so far. Dennis Schroeder feeds it out to Bazemore in the corner. He's guarded by Jimmy Butler. Bazemore needs to pass. It's just 10 to shoot. He finds Iman Shumpert. 9:52 left in the third. Shumpert with it, 5 to shoot. Will he try another 3? Bounce pass inside Howard. Howard pushes in on Lopez and gets the layup to go off the glass. Dwight Howard with his first basket since the first quarter. Still 4 of 5 for the day. 9 points, 3 boards, and a block for the Superman. You can hear the chants of the crowd. Carter Williams to Dunleavy on the left side. Dunleavy feeds it to Mirotic. Mirotic puts one up low before the three-point line. No cigar. Dwight Howard the rebound. Now here comes Dennis Schroeder back the other way for the Atlanta Hawks. Schroeder dribbles around to the right side. There's Iman Shumpert with the ball. Shumpert at the top of the key, guarded by Mike Dunleavy. Finds Dwight Howard out to Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder a three. No. Michael Carter-Williams the rebound, and back the other way come the Chicago Bulls. Carter-Williams with it. 3 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Carter-Williams fouled on his path to the basket by Splitter. That's Tiago's first. And Carter-Williams will shoot a pair from the charity stripe with 8:59 to go in the third. First shot, money, 9-point game. Looking for 2 for 2 from the line here. For the fourth-year man out of Syracuse, he does just that. And Mike Budenholzer wants to talk it over. Only a second timeout call to the game. So we'll step away for a moment from the action. We'll be back in a moment here on WUB Network, America's sports leader. We're back. It doesn't look like either team has made any changes. Mike Budenholzer trying to provide for some life for his Hawks offense. They've had some big leads today. It's been condensed to 8 by the Bulls here early in the third. Schroeder, bad pass, and it's picked away by Dunleavy. Dunleavy to the basket, throws it down with 2 hands. That was a horrible pass by Tiago Splitter. It was tipped by Carter-Williams, and Dunleavy was there to grab it, and nobody was in his way. 6-point game. Now here's Kent Bazemore, bringing it up the floor for the Atlanta Hawks, guarded by Jimmy Butler. Dennis Schroeder on the right side, guarded by Carter-Williams. He dribbles toward the middle. He's straight on at the top of the key. Now towards the elbow, it's Iman Shumpert, who tries to get to the paint. He finds Splitter in there, who's under the basket, gets some room, puts up a shot off the front of the rim, no good. Mike Dunleavy, the corrals the miss. Now here comes Michael Carter-Williams. You can hear the chants as Carter-Williams goes to the basket. Michael Carter-Williams is on a tear here in the third. He's already dropped in 6 of the Bulls. 10 points out of the locker room. And the Bulls have cut it to 4 with 8:04 to go in the third. They are back and better than ever as Carter-Williams and Lopez bring the double. Bazemore finds the ball in the left corner. He dribbles all the way around to the right side. Now Tiago Splitter, top of the key, fires one out to Schroeder. 5 to shoot. Dennis Schroeder trying to get to the paint. Tries to make a move on Michael Carter-Williams. Puts up a jumper mid-range from the left side. He sinks it. Dennis Schroeder in double figures. He's got 11 and 5 assists. And the point guard has gotten the Hawks back up in front by 6 with 7:35 left in the third. And now Fred Hoiberg's going to call a timeout. He's only got 3 left after this. So he's got to be careful, but he will use one here. We'll step aside from the action once again. 7:35 left in the third. The Bulls are coming back. They've cut it to 6 here in Game 1. We'll be back. So we're back. And now we're going to look at a list of the league leaders in points per game this postseason. And you may be shocked, or maybe you won't, by who's on top. By over 3 points, it's Dwight Howard at 26.8, just showing how dominating he was in that opening series against the Wizards. And then second right now is Kevin Durant at 23.2. Followed by James Harden, who's been eliminated from the playoffs at 22.8. Nick Young of the Clippers at 22.6. And then a tie at 21.9 between Jimmy Butler of the Bulls, Klay Thompson, and LeBron James at 21.8, just behind them. Changes for both teams. Mike Dunleavy, Nikola Mirotic, the 2 swingmen, go to the bench for the Bulls, and they'll be replaced at those positions by Aaron Aflalo and Denzel Valentine, joining Lopez, Jimmy Butler, and Carter-Williams on the court for the men from the Windy City. As for the Hawks, Walter Tavares will come in at the 4 for Tiago Splitter, who has not looked good at all. A couple bad shots and that big turnover that allowed Dunleavy to have that fast break score. Here's Robin Lopez. He takes it on the inbound on the right side, outside the paint. He finds Jimmy Butler. Butler makes a nice move. Dribbles left, crosses over, and gets to the basket for the slam. Jimmy Butler, just 4 points so far, but he's produced in other ways. Bulls have now outscored the Hawks 36-28 from inside the paint. The Hawks need to get the ball in there. It's a 4-point game. Now here's Iman Shumpert in the corner, tries to drive the baseline. Aflalo's in his way. Finds Schroeder in the corner. Schroeder the three, no cigar. Valentine the rebound. Hawks have to stop shooting the three-pointers. The second half has not nearly been as successful. Aaron Aflalo inside, swatted away by Dwight Howard. Here comes Kent Bazemore on the fast break, but he'll slow it down as Robin Lopez got in his way. Now Bazemore at the free throw line, fires out to Schroeder in the left corner. Schroeder dribbles towards the middle of the court. Schroeder finds Howard, who rims it around to Iman Shumpert, 5 to shoot. Shumpert brings it out to Schroeder, who is open for three, and he sinks it. Dennis Schroeder with 14 now, and the Hawks are back up 7 with 6.5 to go in the third quarter. Now here comes Michael Carter-Williams. You can hear the crowd chant. Michael Carter-Williams with the ball. Finds Jimmy Butler. Right there in front of him is Bazemore. Valentine pulls one up from long range, and he'll sink it. Foot on the line, so it was just a 2. That'll quiet the Hawk crowd. 5-point game as we are just about to hit the halfway point here in the third quarter. 6:04 to go. Bazemore to Walter Tavares. Tavares out to Schroeder. And that's the halfway mark right there. Schroeder bounce pass inside Tavares, who loses handle of it. It goes out of bounds, and the Bulls will take over. As Bobby Portis will come in for Robin Lopez in the little stoppage in the action for the Bulls. As for the Hawks, Ernie Lackland will replace Kent Bazemore. So here come the Bulls down by 5. Momentum clearly has shifted to their side so far in the start of the third quarter. Outscoring the Hawks 14-10 as Jimmy Butler gets into the paint, finds Valentine open in the corner. That one's a 3 for Denzel. He's got 5 unanswered points, and the Bulls have cut it to just a 1-possession game. It's a 2-point game. Valentine with 7 off the bench, the rookie producing in this big playoff situation. Now Dennis Schroeder out to Lackland in the corner. Thinks about a 3, thinks better of it, and he'll dribble towards the middle. Back to Schroeder near the Hawk logo at the middle of the court, just 5 to shoot. Carter-Williams all over him defensively. Schroeder has to put something up from way downtown. No, Aflalo the rebound. Great defense there from Chicago, and they can tie the game on this possession. Aflalo guarded by Shumpert. High pressure situation for both these teams as we get in towards the final few minutes of the third quarter, under the 5-minute mark. Now Michael Carter-Williams fakes the 3, 5 to shoot. He passes it inside Butler, who backs in on Lackland, puts up the shot, and we are tied. Jimmy Butler does it. And just like that, the Bulls have evened it up at 68. What a comeback by the Chicago Bulls, who have somehow found their way all the way back into this one. The Hawks have led by as much as 10. Not anymore. We are tied at 68. So here's Schroeder guarded by Jimmy Butler and Valentine. Valentine goes away. Now Carter-Williams comes to guard Dennis, 10 to shoot. He finds Lackland towards the left wing. Schroeder out to Shumpert. Shumpert tries a 3. In and out. Tavares the offensive rebound and the putback on the reverse lay-in from the big man Walter Tavares to give the Hawks the lead with 4:18 to go in the third. You can hear the crowd once again. They are roaring here at Phillips Arena. Carter-Williams finds Denzel Valentine in the corner. Back to Carter-Williams, top of the key, at the free throw line. Puts up a shot. No, he doesn't. It gets stripped by Schroeder. Now Shumpert charging the other way. Jimmy Butler with the great defense, but Howard comes in to clean up the mess. Oh, my goodness. Iman Shumpert on the fast break. Jimmy Butler chased him down, but Butler couldn't secure the ball. Dwight Howard, Superman, came crashing in to clean up the mess, and the Hawks get it back up to a 4-point game. Just when the Hawks needed a momentum shift in their direction, they got it with that big slam from Howard. So with 3:51 to go in the third, the Hawks are back up by 4. Now Carter-Williams with the ball. Finds Aflalo wide open in the corner, but he can't get it to go. Howard the rebound. Here comes Dennis Schroeder back the other way. He'll slow down the pace. No, he won't. Now he gets into the paint, but he's stopped by Jimmy Butler. Shumpert in the corner. Iman Shumpert. Carter Williams falls down. Second time Carter Williams has been on the floor, at least in this game, probably more. Schroeder gets some room, puts up a shot. No, Tavares, another big offensive rebound out to Shumpert. New shot clock, Hawks reset. Now Schroeder guarded by Carter Williams. Howard sets the screen, but Butler's there as well. Schroeder trying to push from the right side. He's at the right block. Just 10 to shoot. And an offensive 3-second violation called on Dwight Howard. And the Bulls will take over, and big changes for both teams in this stoppage with 3:05 to go. So first, let's look at who the Bulls have brought in. It's now Mike Dunleavy. They're going with a big lineup. Dunleavy at the point, it looks like they're going to put with Aflalo, Dougie McBuckets, Doug McDermott, Nikola Mirotic, and Bobby Portis, the 5 for Chicago. The Hawks going with Dennis Schroeder, Kent Bazemore, Shumpert, Splitter, and Cole Aldridge. Talking about Doug McDermott, we really have not seen him much this postseason. He's only played 5 minutes so far in this game. Even though he played a career-high 18 minutes per game this season, the former draft pick by the Nuggets, who was sent here to the Bulls. High score in his career in Creighton. Now here's Mike Dunleavy with the ball. 4-point game. Dunleavy guarded by Schroeder. Schroeder, Bazemore, Shumpert, Splitter, and Aldridge the 5 for the Hawks. Under 3 minutes to go in this third. Aflalo gets some room on the wing. He puts up the shot in front of the 3-point line and swishes it. Aaron Aflalo cuts it to a one-possession game. It's 72-70 with 2:40 to go in this third quarter. Here's Schroeder guarded tightly by Mike Dunleavy. Schroeder dribbling low to avoid the steal. A lot of costly turnovers for both these teams in this quarter. Bazemore gets open and hits the 3 on the run. Kent Bazemore is 4 of 7 from the great beyond. And just as soon as he gets back into the game, he produces Hawks back up 5. You can hear the crowd roar. Now tied up are Dunleavy and Shumpert, and that will bring up a jump ball. A jump ball coming between Dunleavy and Shumpert at the circle. And it's secured by Thiago. Hawks take over, and they can extend their lead even more. Bulls got back into the game, but the Hawks are the team with the momentum right now. Ever since that Howard putback slam, things have shifted back to the Hawks. Here's Iman Shumpert inside. Aldridge out to Schroeder. Schroeder top of the key on the right side. Schroeder tries to dribble around Mike Dunleavy. Has to put something up. Makes a nice step back move, and he hits the shot as the shot clock rings. With 1:43 to go in the quarter, Schroeder now has 16 points. Bucketed 7-point lead. You can hear the crowd roar again. Hawks fans getting into it. Mirotic to the paint. Contact from, I believe, Cole Aldridge is the guilty party. His first, and going to the line right here will be Nikola Mirotic. Mirotic, an absolutely humongous game. He's got 17 points as Robin Lopez and Jimmy Butler, it appears, are at the scorer's table for the Bulls. Sinks the first free throw, and I was right with those two. Portis and Aflalo to the bench, Jimmy Butler and Robin Lopez in. So Butler, Dunleavy, McDermott, Mirotic, and Lopez in for the Bulls. Little trash talking going between Butler and Schroeder during the free throw, and that won't faze Mirotic as he sinks both. 19 now for Nikola Mirotic. 5-point game. Shumpert with the ball. Feeds to Schroeder. Schroeder top of the key, guarded by Jimmy Butler. Schroeder back to Shumpert on the left side. Just 3 seconds to shoot. Shumpert trying to get to the paint. Puts one up, too strong. Doug McDermott gets his way in there for the rebound. And McDermott's running it along the right side, pushing it. And he'll stop right near the paint. Finds Mirotic, who's open with the jumper. Hatta hits the back iron. Bazemore the rebound. Bazemore and Jimmy Butler fought hard for that rebound, but it was the little Kent Bazemore securing it. He finds Shumpert wide open, and he strikes the 3 from the corner. He stroked it. 10 points for Shumpert. Hawks lead by 8. 41 seconds left in the third quarter. Now Dunleavy to Mirotic, out to McDermott. Inside Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler finds Dunleavy. Dunleavy way outside. No. Only person from either side who went for the rebound is Shumpert. 6 seconds separating shot and game clock. 23 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Iman Shumpert. They almost brought a triple team there. That leaves Schroeder some room to push towards the paint. Puts up a shot. No. Lopez the rebound. He'll secure it. 10 seconds. Shot clock off. Butler across the court to Dunleavy. Dunleavy puts up a shot. No, I don't know why he rushed that. Tiago Splitter the rebound. Final seconds. Schroeder's going to have to put up a long one. No good, and that will end the third quarter. A very exciting third quarter. The Bulls got all the way back and tied the game, but the Hawks re-extended their lead. It's an 8-point game as we start the fourth. What will happen from Phillips Arena in the final quarter of play? You'll just have to stick with us and find out. Remember, the winner of this series gets to deal with the winner of the Heat Cavaliers series. Their game 1 tomorrow at the Q. The other series to start tomorrow will be Warriors-Jazz. Before we start the fourth quarter, we want to once again reiterate how much we want to thank everyone who participated in the All-Star voting for the Progressive Cup Series. And also, if you've seen on our channel, the announcement that the PCS has made about what will be happening on All-Star Friday night, the first of its kind in any racing series, about the burnout competition, the Legends race, and the Skills Challenge. You can find more of that information and more, including the starting lineup for the All-Star race in just a few weeks on our channel, on the All-Star race info video, and under the Progressive Cup Series playlist. Fourth quarter about to start here between the Hawks and the Bulls. 80-72, Atlanta on top. They've got Schroeder and Bazemore, each with 16 points accounted for, with Thabo Cephalosha in for the first time in the second half. Splitter and Aldridge. As the Bulls shift to their starting lineup, Carter Williams and Butler, who have both been strong today. Nikola Mirotic, who's been the strongest at 19, with Mike Dunleavy and Robin Lopez rounding it out at the 5. 80-72, the Hawks lead by 8, and they'll start with the ball as Aldridge finds Schroeder. The Bulls starting with a full court press to start the fourth quarter. Interesting call by Fred Hoiberg. Schroeder fires back. It's Bazemore top of the key. Setting the screen is Aldridge. Bazemore now finds Cole Aldridge, who gets it out to the left side, and that's Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder tries to get to the paint. Bounce pass inside. Tiago Splitter out to Bazemore. Right corner. Three-pointer. No. Nikola Mirotic that time with the rebound. Carter Williams. They can't be leaving Bazemore open. That was just a rare chance right there that he'd miss. Mirotic open for 3, and he sinks it, and the game's back to a 5-point game. Mirotic with 22, he is really carrying this Bulls team. An injured Rondo, an injured Wade, Jimmy Butler not shooting well tonight. He is stepping up. Now here's Bazemore, who gets open a little behind the free throw line. He can't hit, so he's 0 of 2 to start this fourth quarter with just about a minute elapsed. Michael Carter-Williams guarded by Bazemore, out to Mike Dunleavy on the right side. Dunleavy to Mirotic, who's met by Splitter. Jimmy Butler top of the key. Butler guarded by Dennis Schroeder at the three-point line. Tries to get in. Spin move. 5 to shoot. Stripped by Cephalosha at the basket. And now here comes Dennis Schroeder back the other way. 3-on-3. Even break. Splitter inside. And he'll slow it down and let everyone else catch back up. Splitter guarded by Mirotic. Tiago Splitter behind him. It's Kent Bazemore. Bazemore out to Aldridge. Schroeder gets some room. Has to put something up. Three-pointer off balance. He sinks it anyway. Bulls hit a 3 to start the fourth. Hawks counter. 10:20 to go. Hawks lead by 8. You can hear the crowd roar. Wow, this is getting exciting. Jimmy Butler to Mirotic at the free throw line, backing in. Out to Carter Williams. Michael Carter Williams has been really strong today. Mirotic open. Mirotic can't sink that one. Cephalosha the rebound. Here come the Hawks. They can get it up to double figures here with under 10 minutes to go. Dennis Schroeder with the ball. Robin Lopez Aldridge set a tight screen on Robin Lopez. They're making a lot of contact down in the post. Schroeder stripped. He gets it back. Now it's Aldridge inside. Aldridge, nice spin move to the basket. It's good. The Hawks are back up double figures. It's a 10-point game, tying their biggest lead. Cole Aldridge producing with his first bucket with 9.5 to go. You can hear the crowd once again. Jimmy Butler on the left side at the three-point line, dribbling low. He's guarded by Bazemore. Trying to get to the paint. A lot of contact between them, 6 to shoot. Butler in the paint now. Can he put up a shot? He's double-teamed. He forces something up, and he sinks it anyway from the right block. Butler from the elbow. Jimmy Butler, 8 points, 9 assists. Both these teams are making incredible shots in the first 3 minutes of this fourth quarter. Butler close to a double-double, 8 points and 9 assists. And Mike Budenholzer wants to talk it over as they were nearly called for an 8-second violation. Getting into crunch time in game 1, 8:57 to go. And right now it's the Hawks leading by 8 over the Bulls. Can the Windy City team battle back and beat Atlanta on their home floor in game 1? You just got to keep in to see what will happen. Welcome back. 8:57 to go, and this is getting very, very exciting. Changes for both teams. Jimmy Butler to the bench for the Bulls. Aflalo comes in. Bazemore replaced with Lackland. Other than that, the Hawks go with their starting lineup with Schroeder, Shumpert, Splitter, and Howard. So both teams with their big star shooting guards, Jimmy Butler for the Bulls and for the Hawks, Kent Bazemore on the bench right now with under 9 minutes to go, probably resting them up so they can be good for the rest of the game. Don't expect them for them to be on the bench too long. Splitter finds Ernie Lackland on the left side. Lackland finds Howard inside, back out Shumpert. Top of the key, at the three-point line. Lackland on the opposite end, back to Shumpert. Shumpert at the circle. Now out to Dennis Schroeder right of the circle. 2 to shoot, Schroeder in the corner. Gets into the paint, off-balance layup. No, Mirotic corrals it. Carter Williams with a great defensive effort right there, and here he comes back the other way for the Bulls. Michael Carter Williams inside. Fires back to Mirotic. Mirotic jumper from the elbow on the left side. No. Schroeder the rebound. Hawks out-rebounding the Bulls 30-24. Now here's Iman Shumpert in the corner. Shumpert dribbles to the middle. Shumpert trying to get in. Mirotic in front of him. Shumpert puts one up, draws the foul on Mirotic, and he'll have some free throws. Mirotic with his second foul, and Iman Shumpert will get to shoot a pair from the line. Iman's had a nice game. He's got 10 so far, trying to get up to a dozen in the scoring column if he can be successful on both of these attempts right here. First one is good. 9-point game. Neither side makes any sort of changes in this quick stoppage. Getting ready for the second free throw. Here it goes. Bullseye. 10-point game. 8:12 to go. Now here comes Michael Carter Williams taking it across the midcourt line. Leaning more towards the right end of the court, which he's utilized a lot today. Gets to the paint, and a foul is called on Schroeder. On the paint, Schroeder's first. And Carter Williams will get to reset with the Bulls as they'll throw it in on the inbounds with 14 to shoot, 8:03 left in the game. Mirotic finds Carter Williams out behind the three-point line. He's got a lot of room, decides not to take the shot. Now Mirotic, inside it's Robin Lopez who has to back in on Superman. Lopez puts up the shot. He is fouled. That shot was horrible, but Howard guilty with his first foul of the day. And Robin Lopez, a decent free throw shooter for a big man, heads to the line. That is very frustrating right here for the Chicago Bulls. No, pardon me, for the Atlanta Hawks. Robin Lopez was in a bad spot. He had no chance of making that shot, but Howard slapped him and got called for the foul. Lopez rims out on the first free throw, hit the left part of the rim and bounced out. So not too costly for the Hawks. They'd love if they could get him to miss both. Fans loud. Lopez off on both, and Howard secures the rebound. So no harm, no foul for the Hawks. And it's a 10-point game still. Here's Dennis Schroeder on the right side. Makes a nice spin move to the paint, blocked by Mirotic. Lopez to Carter Williams. Here comes Michael Carter Williams. Dribbling into the paint. Behind the back to Mirotic. Open for three. He drops it. And it's a 7-point game again. Mirotic with 25, including 5 of 7 from the great beyond. Oh, what a play by Michael Carter-Williams. How did he do that? Carter-Williams was going with a Euro step to the basket and throws it behind him in midair to Mirotic. Wow, I am speechless. What a play by Michael Carter-Williams and Nikola Mirotic. That was incredible. That is definitely a play we'll look at again. And if that changes the momentum, just watch. That could be a big one. Wow, that is just... I can't believe he was able to do that. He was in midair and in the midst of a Euro step move to the basket, and he threw it over his head. And that pass had to be perfect to thread the needle to get it to Mirotic. And then almost an 8-second violation. Pass down the corner, stolen, and now here comes Aaron Aflalo. Aflalo finds Dunleavy in the corner. Mike Dunleavy pivots, Shumpert in his way. Now Dunleavy to Carter-Williams, who pushes to the paint. Nice pass to Lopez, who touches it in. It's a 5-point game with 6:55 to go. Carter-Williams with a couple pretty passes in a row, cutting it to 5 with under 7 minutes to go here in game 1. Now here's Dennis Schroeder, guarded by Michael Carter-Williams. Out to Lackland, right corner, a 3, no good. Mike Dunleavy corrals the miss. Listen to the crowd, 10 to shoot. Michael Carter-Williams, fall away jumper is good, and it's back to a 1-possession game. Michael Carter-Williams and Nikola Mirotic are carrying the Bulls, and they have cut it to 3. Bulls got a couple upset victories in that series in Buzz City. Now they come into Atlanta looking just as strong on the road as they did in the first round. Shumpert, a nice move to the basket, and he draws the foul on Michael Carter-Williams. MC Dub's second, and Shumpert will go to the line for the second time this quarter, with Jimmy Butler and Bazemore both still sitting on the benches for their respective teams. 6:06 to go. 87-84. Hawks look to get it to 4, but Shumpert misses off the back iron. No changes for either side. Bazemore, Jimmy Butler both still on the bench. Seems like Jimmy Butler's talking to Fred Hoiberg on the bench, maybe trying to get himself back into the game. If he could make a couple big shots in the clutch, watch out. Shumpert hits the second after missing the first, as we just look quickly at a free throw shooting percentage comparison from both teams so far in this game. Hawks are 9 of 11, 82%. Bulls 8 of 10, 80%. So both teams have looked pretty good from the line, have missed a couple important ones though. Here comes Aaron Aflalo. Halfway through the fourth. 6 minutes elapsed, 6 minutes still to elapse. Here's Nikola Mirotic, guarded behind the basket by Splitter. Out to Aflalo, the 3 is no good. Dwight Howard corrals the miss. Here comes Iman Shumpert. Shumpert to Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder going towards the basket. He'll back out near the 3-point line. Schroeder trying to push in. He's guarded by Robin Lopez. Schroeder at the basket. Out to Lackland, wide open in the left corner. Shot no good. Bounces behind the backboard. Out of bounds. Bulls take over with 5:36 to go. Ernie Lackland not too happy with himself. And he gets a couple boos from the Hawks fans. He had lots of room. He could have stepped in a little closer and made that more of an easy jumper than the 20-footer that it was. He could have gotten that down to about a 12-footer or a runner. As Dunleavy open in the corner, that's a 3. That's no good. Dwight Howard the rebound. Here come the Hawks back the other way. Up 4. Just about 5 minutes to go. Lackland dribbles toward the middle. Howard sets a screen on Aflalo. Now Howard with the ball at the 3-point line with 6 to shoot. Dwight Howard, he's got to do something with this ball. He finds Schroeder. Schroeder way outside a 3. No good. Howard the offensive rebound. The putback, it's good. It's back to 6 with 4:50 left. Howard now with a double-double. 13 points, 10 boards. He's corralled 6 in this fourth quarter alone. Here's Carter-Williams, 6-point game. It's Aaron Aflalo back to MC Dub. Carter-Williams with 10 to shoot. Finds Dunleavy in the corner. Now it's Nikola Mirotic. Puts up the shot. no good. Lopez the rebound. Robin Lopez inside, draws the contact on Dennis Schroeder, his second, and Lopez will head to the free throw line where he was just 1 for 2 in his first chances of the game earlier this fourth quarter. First one is a swish. It's a 5-point game. Butler, Bazemore, both still on the bench with 4:31 to go. Questionable decisions from both these coaches as Lopez sinks both, gets it back to a 4-point game. 4.5 to go. Dennis Schroeder successfully brings the ball across the timeline. No press there from the Bulls. Now Schroeder out to Ernie Lackland on the left side, guarded by Dunleavy. Back to Dennis Schroeder, top of the key, guarded by Michael Carter-Williams. Schroeder trying to make a move, 8 to shoot. Finds Lackland right side. Lackland mid-range jumper. This time he sinks it. This one from the right side instead of the left. And you can see that makes a big difference. 6-point game. 4:03 to go. You can hear the crowd. Carter Williams getting to the paint. Makes a nice spin move at the basket, lays it in gracefully as a hard fall at the end of the play. Schroeder, who got laced to the ground at the end of that play by Nikola Mirotic, going for a rebound. He is okay, and he's bringing the ball up the court right here with 3:43 to go. Lackland thinks about a three, decides better of it. A Flalo is in his face. Both of them have spent time with the New York Knicks in the past year. Now out to Schroeder. Bad pass stolen by Dunleavy off the leg of Mirotic. Dunleavy came up with it. 2-on-1 to Carter Williams. To a Flalo inside. Yes, off the glass. 2-point game. 3:20 to go. Here comes Dennis Schroeder back the other way for the Atlanta Hawks. Schroeder guarded by Carter Williams. Howard sets a screen. Schroeder to the basket. Layup, no. Splitter, the putback, yes. Soft feather touch from Tiago Splitter, and Splitter now has 8 in the points column. 94-90, the Hawks with the advantage. 3 minutes to go. Carter Williams with the ball under the 3-minute mark. Michael Carter Williams puts up the jumper, in and out. Howard the rebound, that was big. Here comes Iman Shumpert back the other way for the Atlanta Hawks. Shumpert back to the Phillips Arena logo, finds Howard at the free throw line a little further back. 10 to shoot for Dwight Howard. He does not want to be trapped out there. After Schroeder way behind the three-point line. Schroeder backs in to the free throw line. Puts up the shot. No. Lopez the rebound. 2:24 to go. Here comes Aaron Aflalo back the other way, trying to get it within one possession for the Bulls. You can hear the crowd. Mirotic to the basket. It's good. 2-point game. 2:12 to go. Nikola Mirotic, what a day. He's got 27 points on 10 of 17, including 5 of 7 from long range. What a day from Nikola Mirotic. Bulls cut it to 2. Here's Iman Shumpert with the ball, guarded by Mike Dunleavy. 2 minutes to go exactly. Schroeder inside. Dwight Howard inside. Double team. Shot, no. Mirotic, the rebound. Bulls can tie it or take the lead here. Michael Carter Williams ambles it across the midcourt line. Michael Carter Williams with the ball, guarded by Iman Shumpert. Carter Williams to Dunleavy. Dunleavy trying to get to the basket. 5 to shoot. Dunleavy in the paint. Shot up. It's good. Mike Dunleavy. He was on the practice squad most of the year, coming up big, a couple big steals, and that basket with 1:35 to go. Timeout, Mike Budenholzer and the Hawks, as the Chicago Bulls have tied the game at 94 with 1:35 to go. Oh my goodness. Mike Dunleavy is the man making the plays. No Wade, no Rondo, no problem for the underdog Chicago Bulls. They got through the Hornets just fine, playing without their 2 stars in the backcourt, and now everyone's stepping up. Mirotic 27, Carter Williams with 14 and 8 assists, 14 for Robin Lopez, and Mike Dunleavy ties the game with a big basket in the paint. He completely faked out Ernie Lackland and got the basket in, and we'll see if either Jimmy Butler or Bazemore are brought in. This is weird that both these teams have their shooting guards on the bench. We'll see what happens out of this timeout. The Hawks have been outscored in the second half, 45-36. Mike Budenholzer looks pretty calm, cool, and collected right now on the sidelines for being such a high-pressure situation. Hawks do not want to go down 1-0 at home. Bazemore remains on the bench, but Jimmy Butler is in for Aaron Aflalo. Starting lineup for the Bulls. It's Carter Williams, Butler, Dunleavy, Mirotic, and Robin Lopez, the 5 for Chicago. Jimmy Butler just 8 points today. It's not been that big of a factor, but that can change in this final minute and 35 seconds. Schroeder, Lackland, Shumpert, Splitter, and Howard are the 5 out there for the Hawks. As the Hawks will throw the ball in, 1:35 to go. And this will be Tiago Splitter's job on the inbound from the sidelines. Schroeder makes a nice spin move, and he gets the ball at the top of the key. Schroeder at the three-point line. He's guarded by Carter Williams. Inside Ernie Lackland, who tries to post up Butler. Fadeaway jumper. No, Robin Lopez the rebound. Here come the Bulls. Michael Carter Williams with the ball. Now Mike Dunleavy with the ball. Tie game, 1:13 to go. Dunleavy guarded by Shumpert. Mike Dunleavy 10 to shoot, finds Butler, who gets open from a screen on the left side. Butler crosses up Schroeder, inside Lopez, and a reach-in foul is called on Splitter. And 1 away from the penalty. Splitter with his second. Dwight Howard furious with Tiago, as now the Bulls want to talk it over. They'll have a fresh 14 on the inbound with 1:06 to go. And now that Fred Hoiberg has called this timeout, each team will just have one more TO left to use. And still more than a minute to go. Very costly foul right there by Tiago Splitter. The Hawks had the Bulls exactly where they wanted him, disoriented and unknown about how they should make their next play. And just like that, things have gone in the opposite direction. And now the Bulls will have a fresh 14 and now a timeout to reset and call a play. Here we go. Bazemore still on the bench. Bulls will throw it in from the left side. Dunleavy finds Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, guarded by Lackland, backs up near the NBA playoff logo. He'll start a charge with 8 to shoot. Butler driving in towards the paint. Makes a nice move. He's double-teamed, gets around it, goes to the basket. Finger roll is good. Bulls lead by 2, 53 seconds to go. What a comeback by the Chicago Bulls, who have outscored the Hawks 24-14 in this final period of play. Now here is Dennis Schroeder, guarded by Carter Williams, out to Lackland on the right side. Lackland back to Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder guarded by Michael Carter Williams. 10 to shoot. Schroeder all the way back near the Hawk logo. He'll try to charge in. Finds Splitter in the corner. 5 to shoot. Tiago Splitter at the three-point line. He puts a 3 up. That's no good. Iman Shumpert, the offensive rebound. Resets out to Ernie Lackland. 5 seconds separate shot and game clock. 15 shot lock. 21 game clock. Lackland, the shot is good from the free throw line. Ernie Lackland off the bench. He's got 9. And he has tied the game at 96, and the Bulls call their final timeout. Kent Bazemore being on the bench makes no sense, but in that particular situation, Ernie Lackland comes through. And just like that, the Atlanta Hawks have tied the game at 96. We heard in the TNT booth, Kevin Harlan referred to this as the crowd reacting as one. Yes, they did. The whole crowd all screamed and shrieked in joy as the Hawks tied the game on that shot by Ernie Lackland. No changes for other side. Biggest play of the postseason, biggest possession for the Bulls so far. 20.1 on the clock. Dunleavy throws it out to Michael Carter Williams. Carter Williams, top of the key, 15 seconds to go. Now Carter Williams, trying to dribble right, 10 seconds, guarded by Schroeder, finds Lopez, pass tip, stolen Howard, 5 seconds, Ernie Lackland taking it across half court. Lackland to the three-point line, 3 at the buzzer, no good, and we're going to overtime. We are heading to OT. That was crazy. Ernie Lackland almost got the tie, the game winner. It rolled around the basket, and we are tied at 96, and we head to OT for the first time on an NBA broadcast on WUB Network. We head to overtime, sponsored by Billy Goat Studios. Tied at 96, 5-minute overtime period. Bazemore is back in now, so the Bulls have Carter Williams, Butler, Dunleavy, Miritich, and Lopez. The Hawks going with Schroeder, Bazemore, Shumpert, Splitter, and Howard. So both starting lineups on the court. It is amazing what has happened in this game. That last about minute and a half when Dunleavy tied the game, and then everything that happened afterwards, that was just insane. Amazing. And now each team refurbished with 3 more timeouts for the overtime period. It'll be Howard and Lopez jumping. The start of the 5-minute OT period. We are underway. Hawks get the ball. Tiago Splitter finds Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder with the ball. Out to Kent Bazemore on the right side. Bazemore trying to get towards the paint. Now back behind him, it's Iman Shumpert. Shumpert pivots. Now it's Tiago Splitter. Splitter pump fakes, backs out near the 3-point line. He finds Iman Shumpert. Shumpert steps into one in front of the 3-point line, off the back iron. No. Howard with the rebound. Yes. Howard grabs it, takes a step, and throws it down with 2 hands. Superman has not scored as much as he had in other games, but he still does have 15 and 11 boards. Hawks get the early lead in the overtime period, and here come the Bulls for the first time in OT. Jimmy Butler with the ball. Kicks to Miritich. Miritich inside. Shot no. Dwight Howard the rebound. Here comes Kent Bazemore back the other way. Howard with rebound number 13 right there. Bazemore did not play most of that fourth quarter. He'd love to get back in the action here. 2-point lead for the Hawks. 4:04 to go in overtime. Howard at the 3-point line. I don't know why he's playing back there. He finds Shumpert. Shumpert with the ball. Iman Shumpert tries to make a crossover move. Gets some room. Jumper, no. Miritich the rebound. Carter Williams and the Bulls will reset. Miritich near a double-double now. He's got 8 boards, 27 points. You can hear the fans. They are getting excited. Jimmy Butler to Carter Williams. Back Jimmy Butler. Butler trying to get inside. Just 4 seconds to shoot. Butler at the basket. Yes, and the foul. Butler with the reverse lay-in gets it to go and draws the foul on Iman Shumpert. And Jimmy Butler now in double figures finally in this game. He can give the Chicago Bulls the lead if he can sink this free throw with 3:34 left in overtime. Freebie is up. Freebie is good. Bulls lead by 1. Now here come the Hawks. Dennis Schroeder with it. Schroeder with it. Now finds Dwight Howard on the right side. Back to Dennis Schroeder at the top of the key, guarded by Michael Carter Williams. Schroeder dribbles low. Dribbles right. Now dribbles back left. Crossover. Spinning on Carter Williams. Trying to trick him up in any way possible. He gets room. Finds Splitter inside. He rolls one home. Hawks back in front by 1 with 3:07 left in the first extra period. Here's Michael Carter Williams. 1-point game. 3 minutes to go. Now here's Miritich, gets open on the 3. Fakes it. Now Robin Lopez inside. Lopez over Howard. Shot no good. Dwight Howard the rebound. Here comes Kent Bazemore back the other way for the Hawks. Bazemore trying to get inside. He finds Tiago Splitter. Splitter back Bazemore. Bazemore passes to Schroeder. 8 to shoot. Schroeder. Splitter sets a screen. Schroeder back there. Bazemore open for 3. No good. Miritich the rebound. Halfway through overtime. 2.5 passed. 2.5 still to elapse. Here comes Michael Carter Williams. Carter Williams to Dunleavy. Dunleavy a 3. No off the back iron. Kent Bazemore corrals the miss. Here comes Kent. Back the other way. He's got 16. He'll dribble it back out behind the 3-point line, and the Hawks reset 10 to shoot. Dwight Howard finds Shumpert. Shumpert with the ball. Dribbles towards the middle. Dishes out Bazemore. Bazemore fade away. Is good. Long 2 with 2 minutes to go in the overtime period. And now wanting to talk it over, it appears, is Fred Hoiberg. 102.99. And I made a mistake. Each team... I got mixed up about how many timeouts each team had. They each get 1 timeout, plus the Bulls had an extra timeout they hadn't used yet in the regular period. So they used this timeout. Just know each team now with 2 minutes left has 1 timeout left to use. I feel like every year they change the number of timeouts teams can have in the overtime period. Two guys we have really not seen at all in this, actually three, that all produced well in the first half that we have not seen since the first half. For the Bulls, Rodney Stuckey was playing well. We have not seen him since then. And the Hawks, Al-Farouq Aminu, and of course Devin Harris, who went on that crazy tear, scoring 10 points in 3 minutes in the second quarter. We have not seen him in a long, long while. Everyone playing in the game right now has at least 10, except for Mike Dunleavy. Out of those players, a total of 7 of them have at least 13 points, showing how much the starters have been utilized. 2 minutes to go. Hawks lead by 3, 102-99, Bulls with the ball. Dunleavy throws it into Mirotic, back Jimmy Butler. Butler out to Michael Carter-Williams on the right side, three-point line at the Phillips Arena logo. 15 to shoot. Carter-Williams tries to get in. He finds Jimmy Butler. Butler dribbles it back out. The Bulls reset halfway through the shot clock. Now Jimmy Butler. Guarded. Back to Mirotic. Mirotic thinks about a three. Pump fakes. Just 4 to shoot. Mirotic at the free throw line. Backs it on Splitter. Puts up the shot. No good. Hawks with Iman Shumpert grabbing the rebound. Minute and a half to go. Here's Iman Shumpert. Kent Bazemore guarded tightly by Michael Carter-Williams. Bazemore tries to get inside. Now it's Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard inside. Shot over to Lopez is good on the hook shot. 5-point lead for the Hawks with 1:20 to go. Can the Bulls battle back? The Bulls had a huge lead in points in the paint. The Hawks are closing in. They've got 44 now. You can hear the crowd. Pitch puts up a mid-range jumper. That's no good. Howard the rebound. Here come the Hawks. I think they can seal it up if they score on this possession. Howard with 17 and 15. Under a minute to go. Schroeder gets through to the basket. It's good, and the Hawks lead by 7 with 56.8 to go. And the Bulls are running on fumes right now. They need to do something special. Carter-Williams to Mirotic. Mirotic way outside. The three is good. From the Hawks logo, Nikola Mirotic from nearly half court. He's got 36 of 8 from long range, and the Bulls cut it to 4. They are not out of it with 49.1 to go. One bad possession by the Hawks, and the Bulls can be back within one possession. Now here's Schroeder, guarded by Lopez. Schroeder trying to get to the paint. Now Mike Dunleavy is the man guarding him. 10 on the shot clock. Schroeder tries to close in on the paint, but he's not getting anywhere. Pass inside. Howard shot up. No good. Howard the offensive rebound. Put back. No, and a foul is called on Robin Lopez. Very frustrated himself as he is called for his 3rd foul. Howard goes to the line. The crowd silences. 4-point game. 27 seconds to go. First one is off for Howard. If the Bulls wanted anyone to at the free throw line right now as they try to get back in this game, this would be the guy. It's still possible. 4-point game. Even if he makes this free throw, it is still very possible for the Bulls to at least tie this. He misses both. Lopez the rebound. Bulls are not using that timeout. 3 seconds separate shot and game clock. Carter-Williams to Mirotic. Mirotic tries another from long range. He drops another. They're going to say, though, his foot was on the line. It's a 2-point game. But anyway, Mirotic does it again. 32 for Nikola Mirotic. And the Bulls have closed in. It's a 2-point game all of a sudden with 18 seconds left. Shumpert will have to throw it in. Can he even get the ball in? He does, and it's to Kent Bazemore who escapes. 15 seconds, and Jimmy Butler fouls him, and Kent will go to the line as the Hawks are in the bonus. Butler's first foul of the day. 15 seconds, Kent Bazemore to the line. Bulls just need him to miss one. Bazemore's a good free throw shooter, usually not phased in free throw shooting situations. That one rolls around many times, and it goes in. Whoa, a breath of relief the Hawks can take. That one rolled around about 10 times. This is one of the greatest playoff games I've ever witnessed with everything that's happened. This ball, I can't even count how many times it rolled around. We're watching the replay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it trickled around the top of the rim. Then it rolled around 3 more times before it eventually dropped in. That was one of the longest free throws I ever saw to see an outcome. Well, Bazemore lucky there. Here's the second. No good! Mirotic grabs the ball. Timeout Bulls, 15.3 to go. The Bulls still have a chance. It's a 3-point game. The Hawks were up 7 with 50 seconds left, and now the Bulls have a chance to force a second overtime if they can get a 3. I think if it was my opinion, I'd go the 3 instead of a quick 2 and another foul. It's only 15 seconds, and they have Mirotic is the one they're going to try to get, but Mirotic is going to be the guy the Hawks defend. But they still got Jimmy Butler and others who can shoot. Dunleavy will throw it in. Gets it into Carter Williams. Here's Jimmy Butler. Butler trying to get into the paint. And now out to Mirotic. Mirotic open. A 3. That's good. Nikola Mirotic again. With 6.9 to go. 35 for Mirotic. He has scored 8 points for the Bulls in the last 40 seconds. And we are tied at 107. This is insane. Phillips Arena is stunned. Nikola Mirotic, 35 points, 10 rebounds in this playoff game. Holy moly. This one seems like it's never going to end. And unless the Hawks can do something as they call their last timeout with 6.9 to go, we may be heading to a double overtime. But the Hawks do have a very fair shot. Nikola Mirotic. Oh my goodness. This is insane. This game at halftime looked like the Hawks were going to run away with it and win it by maybe 15 or 20 because they were up 9 at the half. The Bulls were struggling. Then the Bulls in the third quarter pull back and tie the game. And now all of a sudden things have shifted again in favor of the Hawks. At the start of the overtime, Bulls battle back. They were down 7 with 50 seconds left, and now they have tied the game. And it's all thanks to Nikola Mirotic, who has 35 points in this one, which is his career high. His career high was 29. He's easily eclipsed that. 35, 10 rebounds and assists, 2 blocks, 13 for 23 overall, 7 for 9 from long range for the third-year man from Montenegro. Nikola Mirotic is carrying this number 6 seeded Bulls team. This is incredible. The Hawks will set something up. You knew when they took that shot, you knew off that inbound they were looking for Mirotic, and he got some room. A great screen set by Robin Lopez on Kent Bazemore, and that's what got Mirotic open. But 6.9 to go. Hawks still have a very fair shot here, especially inbounding from on their side of the court. Splitter will throw it in. He gets it to Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder at the three-point line. Tries to cross up Carter Williams. Out to Howard. Howard has to put up a 3. No! Why is Dwight Howard out there? That's one of the stupidest plays I've ever seen. Dwight Howard is trying to shoot the game winner, and now we are going to double overtime. What a game we are witnessing here on WUB Network, America's sports leader. The Bulls and the Hawks, game 1 in the second round. We are heading to double overtime, tied at 107. We'll be back in a moment. New 5 minutes reinstated on the clock. New set of TOs for each team. And here we go. It'll be Howard. It'll be Lopez. Nikola Mirotic in 42 minutes tonight is 35 and 10. The Hawks getting some big plays as well. 21 from Schroeder. Dwight Howard has 17 points and 16 rebounds. The tip, Howard tips it back to Schroeder. Double overtime is underway. That last play, though, of that first overtime did not work out in the Hawks' favor. Now it's a better three-point shooter. That's Bazemore who drops one in. Kent Bazemore has hit 5 of 10 from the great beyond. Hawks lead by 3, and three-point shooting-wise tonight for the Atlanta Hawks, they are 12 for 32, Bulls 8 for 17. You can hear the crowd. Here's Carter Williams. Now inside, it's Mirotic. Mirotic pivots. Back to Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler makes a nice move. Butler to the basket. Out to Mirotic, 5 to shoot. Mirotic draws some room. He loses the ball. picked up by Kent Bazemore and the Hawks. And here comes Atlanta. Schroeder driving towards the basket. Now out to Bazemore. Another three for Kent. No. Mike Dunleavy corrals the miss. He was wide open. I don't know how he missed that. Now here comes Michael Carter-Williams to Mirotic. Mirotic open. Howard comes to guard him. They have switched Dwight Howard onto Mirotic with Splitter switching onto Robin Lopez. Carter-Williams inside Lopez. And Lopez can't put the shot in. Splitter the rebound. Here comes Iman Shumpert. Now here comes Shumpert inside to the paint. And he gets the shot to go and the foul. Shumpert paused and got Carter-Williams to go over the top of him and the foul, and he makes the shot. We are seeing some absolutely incredible plays right here. Michael Carter-Williams got flipped over the top of Iman Shumpert, went down hard. But he is okay, but he does pick up his third foul, and that will send Shumpert to the line. Swish, Hawks up 6 with 3:48 to go in double overtime. Bulls putting up quite an effort. Here's Michael Carter-Williams. Carter-Williams dribbles on the right, lay-in is good, and MC Dub now has 16 points for the Bulls. 3.5 to go in double overtime. Here's Kent Bazemore. Howard sets a screen. Now it's Howard out to Schroeder on the perimeter. Schroeder back to Kent Bazemore. He's already attempted a pair from the great beyond this quarter. Now here's Shumpert who drops one in from the long range on the right wing. Shumpert with 19. 3 of 5 from long range. Hawks up 7, but we know a 7-point lead for the Hawks can't be protected. They've lost a couple of those. You can hear the crowd. Butler out to Dunleavy on the left side. Just 8 to shoot. Dunleavy out to Mirotic, way outside. Mirotic trying to get in on Splitter. Mirotic, nice crossover move to the basket. Mirotic, no! Dwight Howard with a great defensive effort. He gets rebound 17-17 in points and boards for Dwight. Now here's Schroeder. Bulls need a defensive stop. Here's Shumpert, guarded by Jimmy Butler. Iman Shumpert going to the basket, stripped, gets it back, shot up at the paint, no, Howard throws it in. Look out below, Dwight Howard, Superman comes flying in. 19 and 18 for Dwight Howard, who was quiet in the third quarter. Fourth in overtimes, he has stepped up. 2:16 to go, Bulls in a humongous hole. Nikola Mirotic needs to step up, but they have been covering him really well in the second overtime. He breaks a little open now, but Shumpert comes. And a bad pass by Mirotic, and he loses the ball. Here comes Kent Bazemore to Shumpert. Shumpert back to Bazemore. 2 minutes to go in double overtime. Bazemore to Iman Shumpert. Now back to Dennis Schroeder at the top of the key. The German point guard with the ball. Schroeder trying to get in. Just 5 to shoot. Schroeder in the paint, guarded by Carter-Williams. Puts up a shot. No good. Dunleavy the rebound. Bulls have to start to move. 1:40 to go in double overtime. Dunleavy gets the ball out to Carter-Williams, who's got it between the circles. He's guarded by Shumpert, but Shumpert gives him some room. Allows him to pass to Jimmy Butler. Butler makes a nice move to the basket. Butler can't sink the lay-in. Great defense from Bazemore to stop him from getting the lay-in. And it looks like the Hawks might win it here in double overtime. But we can't cancel anything out. 1:10 to go. Schroeder to Shumpert in the corner. Bazemore's open. The three. No. Dunleavy the rebound. 1:05 to go. 9-point game. It is time for Nikola Mirotic and Jimmy Butler to step up. You know who those are the two that are going to get the ball. Inside it's Butler, lay in good, 55 seconds to go. 7-point game. Jimmy Butler gets the nice pass from Carter-Williams. Carter-Williams, another assist. He's dished out 7. Butler's dished out 10. Something that might shock you is how many double-doubles. We have 4 double-doubles in this game. In categories of points and assists. I mean, points and awards and points and assists. Now, Bazemore guarded by Butler. Can they even get the ball across? Butler's in his way. I don't know if Bazemore's going to get a pass off. He just barely does to Schroeder. 46 seconds. Bulls need to start fouling. I don't think they can afford to give them this possession. And a kicked ball is called on Robin Lopez. And the Hawks will throw in the ball with 14 on the clock. As Ernie Lackland will come in for Kent Bazemore. They're going to take Bazemore out of the game who's got a team-high 22 in 38 minutes. Dennis Schroeder has played 48, as has Michael Carter-Williams. Those are the minute leaders for both teams. 40 seconds, 14 to shoot. Tiago Splitter throws into Shumpert, who pump fakes on a three. Pass goes to Howard. Howard on the perimeter, trying to push in. Having Howard on the perimeter was the reason why they didn't win in overtime. Now Howard, inside, shot up, rolls around, no good. Mirotic the rebound. 3 seconds separate shot and game clock. They have to push it. Carter-Williams, Mirotic playing back. You know they want to get him a three. Butler in the corner. Butler tries a three. Butler is off. Splitter the rebound, and that's going to just about sum it up. 10 seconds, and it looks like the Bulls are going to let the Hawks run down the clock. A really good, hard-fought game by the Bulls. They pushed it to the brink into double overtime, but as the horn fires, and that will do it. The Atlanta Hawks win a wild one, 118 to 111 in double overtime. This was one of the great presentations of sports we've ever had now on WUB Network. Nikola Mirotic with an absolutely humongous game, including that big run in overtime. He went on to force a second OT, but the Bulls just weren't strong enough. Hawks go up 1-0 in the series. Our next presentation of any sort of sports on WUB Network will be a baseball game in about a week. You'll see then. We hope you enjoyed this presentation. Our player of the game is Dwight Howard, 19 points, 18 boards, a couple big momentum-shifting slams in the game. Kent Bazemore had 22. Nikola Mirotic, 35 and 11, 7 of 9 from long range. But in the end, the Hawks get the victory. We hope you enjoyed this presentation of the NBA playoffs. For everyone here at WUB Network, I am Eddie Kalegi, signing off. We'll see you next time.